ready for this, Candace?
My tea is piping hot.
All right, well, Candace, Love is Blind.
Yes.
I feel like this season 6, there's been a lot of things happening after the finale.
The drama
aired.
is post-show.
All right, so one thing that happened is I think AD and Clay, their relationship was probably the most talked about relationship on the show.
Yes.
And AD recently did an interview with Kami Crawford.
My homegirl.
That's your homegirl.
Kim.
Your pageant sis.
Yes.
And one thing that she talked about was finances, because Clay, after he said no at the altar, was discussing how he didn't really understand her work schedule, her finances.
Right.
Well, here's what AD had to say about that.
My finances have never been funny. When we came back, I was like, hey, look, I'm good. I set myself up. And I understand that he wanted to see like what it was like. But I told him in the pods, like, I'm leaving my club job. So he's like, no, AD, I really just need to see you go to work. And he didn't understand how I could stay afloat because I wasn't working a 9 to 5. If you want to see my bank account, you want to see what I have going for me, you could have asked.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Clay came up here and spoke to us.
He did.
And the full interview will air tomorrow. And it's a really good one.
It is.
And here's what he had to say about AD's finances and why that is important to him.
I wasn't never saying that AD's finances was a reason why we wouldn't be together. I was saying that I didn't understand it enough for us to get married at this time. We talked about the finances in the pods. What I saw from AD in the pods was a little bit different than what I saw when we were when we were actually in Charlotte together. She, we vibed off of entrepreneur spirit. We vibed off of working hard. And then when we came back to the house, she dedicated all her time to be a wife. And that's cool and everything, but that's not really what I fell in love with her about,
I take issue with him saying, I need to see you go to work. Like, what do that mean?
Well, he explains it a lot more in the interview, but I guess for him, seeing the motivation, seeing you actually, because he's like, how are you able to not do anything this whole time and not be committed to work? And some people, and he said that's fine. Some people are like, okay, I just want to be a wife and that's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. I guess for him, he needs to see you being like, I got to get up and at him.
Grinding,
he has a
that's
day
his
job
mindset.
and he has a side hustle.
Right. So he wants a woman who moves like him in the work environment.
Right, he's attracted to that. Well, interestingly enough, now one of his groomsmen has spoken out on social media and said, I'm Clay's best friend. And we've both been living out in Charlotte for years now. AD finances are, in fact, funny. She has a sugar daddy that is funding her life, bought her a car, an apartment. She's not a realtor. Ask her to show us one house she sold or a picture she took with someone in front of the house. She just sold them. I'll wait. The never to do a press run to lie on a dude that has said nothing but kind, respectful things about her is nasty work. And then he also said to Kami Crawford, he added her, November 2023, around her birthday, her sugar daddy confronted Clay and I outside the club, stating he was still involved with her and had been the entire time, and told Clay to stop messing with her.
Now, why he have so much smoke for AD? What did AD do to him?
I guess he doesn't like AD talking about him in a negative way on these podcasts and with these interviews and saying, why don't you tell the whole truth?
Well, she's telling her story, and Clay is now having an opportunity to tell his side of the story. And I think it's fair that they both give their versions. There's two sides, and then the truth is in the middle.
I also feel like if Clay wanted that information out, if that really happened, he would have said it.
Maybe, or maybe he was protecting her, and his best friend
if he
was
wanted
not.
it out, he would have said. So I feel like that's not somebody else's place.
It's not. Best friend, you out of line. You need to sit
say
down.
that, because Clay's probably like, I'm not trying to drag this out.
Right.
But like I said, you'll hear the full interview tomorrow, and I'm sure there's going to be more back and forth regarding what he's had to say.
For sure.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. I actually was at the Pfizer headquarters yesterday, and I'll talk about that. And you'll tell us what you've been doing in New York, because you're a busy bee too. It's Way Up.
Way up.